Hickok 45 here with my Harper's Ferry 1842 musket. Smoothbore. You think there's any chance of my hitting the gong? Well, we'll try it. All right, pop that thing. Smoothbore. Not supposed to be that accurate, is it? Well, you see the title having to do with being bored by history, not appreciating history. I'm here today to admonish you to get more interested in history. Let's reload this thing, or take a look at it first. You've seen it. I'll try to remember to link to some of the old videos. Look there, we got it dirty already. But this thing was made in 1845, 1846 on the barrel, and it's a smoothbore made at Harper's Ferry. If you know anything about Harper's Ferry, any of the history, you should be impressed. I mean, not that I have it, but impressed with this firearm and with the history of it, because Harper's Ferry just is overloaded with history. It's an unbelievable place. And they're probably calling right now from Harper's Ferry, possibly Thomas Jefferson, possibly George Washington. They were all there. They really were, as well as other famous folks. I was there. Of course, I ain't that famous. Yeah. So anyway, Harper's Ferry, we're going to talk a little bit about Harper's Ferry and about this gun, but not a lot, because we've got videos on it. Today, my main goal is to make you feel bad about not having more interest in history. Yeah. And just so you can be reminded how you load one of these things, I'm going to put some powder in it, okay? Black powder. That's why you saw all that white smoke. You put the powder in. I use a powder measure. You need a powder measure of some kind when you're at the workbench here. Not in the field. If you're in the field, you use cartridges, right? They're pre-made paper cartridges. All right. I'm going to put a ball in there. 69 caliber. How's that for a chunk of lead? 69. Whew. That's a big ball, no doubt about it. I don't think I even need the ball starter. I just use a ramrod. Yeah. Yeah. Big chunk. Look, it's there we go. And the air trapped. All right. So now it's ready to go again, except for the fire. All right. Y'all remember how you do that? You got the cap, and it blew off, or I took it off. I'm not going to put it on yet, but I just want you to see. So what we have here is about the same difference right now holding this gun as, I don't know, holding a bullet, you know, because it can't fire. There's no fire. You have to have fire there, right? So, yeah, this was made in 1845, 1846, and I'm going to shoot another time, maybe two, while I berate you for not having a better appreciation of history. I want to thank the people that help us first. Silencer Central. They don't make any suppressors for this. That's on the drawing board, I'm sure, but we really appreciate their support of the channel, those banished suppressors. Davidson's Gallery of Guns. We get a guaranteed lifetime replacement on your firearm. Wow, I wonder if someone had bought this from Harper's Ferry in 1845, and if it was through Davidson's Gallery of Guns, if it would still be under warranty. Also appreciate the SONORAN Desert Institute for their support of the channel. sdi.edu. Go check out and all the offerings, okay? So yeah, I have mentioned this before quite often. Old muzzle loaders and this sort of thing, so many people are just not interested in them. Really, people who actually have interest in firearms and lever guns, even maybe even single action revolvers, double action revolvers, and things like that. When you get to muzzle loaders and black powder, they just tune out. That's been my experience. Not everybody, obviously. There's a very, very loyal group of people that just, you know, love, you know, videos we do and others do on muzzle loaders. But it always has been interesting to me that you can bring out a rifle like this that was actually an original, and it's that old, and this rifle was used who knows where, you know, possibly even the Mexican-American War and at Gettysburg in the Civil War. You know, the Irish Brigade is famous for being so effective with these smoothbore, these 1842s. at Gettysburg, in repelling Pickett's charge, I think, and you know, other engagements with the buck and ball. You know, the ball plus 3 smaller, you know, buck balls, which we've demonstrated in videos. So just because it was a smoothbore, it wasn't necessarily considered obsolete even up through the Civil War. Okay, very, very effective the way they fought, right? I've talked about that. You got guys lined up coming at you, and you know, you're throwing out a 69 caliber ball as well as 3 other smaller balls, and they're going to hit somebody probably, you know. So they were not ineffective. In fact, they were preferred by some soldiers, some units. Okay, but anyway, this is the history. This thing specifically, the 1842, they knew they were going to be going to a rifle, to a mini ball, I think, down the road pretty soon. And so they intentionally made the barrel a little bit thicker, and then they relined a lot of them. They rechambered them for the 58 caliber mini ball. And so you might find an 1842 that's actually 58 caliber rifle, shoots a mini ball. This is the original smoothbore, but it was the last of the smoothbores. It was the last, I'm talking about in general issue, it was the last of the 69 caliber muzzle loaders. Okay, what else? It was the first percussion in general issue. There had been flintlocks up to this point. This is percussion, use a percussion cap. So there's all sorts of firsts and lasts with this thing. And that's not even counting Harper's Ferry, the history there. My gosh, John Brown's raid, Thomas Jefferson, all the Appalachian Trail goes right through there. One of my favorite visits was about 3 years ago. I spent several days up in that area and got there on the Appalachian Trail where Thomas Jefferson stood, and I mean, they call it Jefferson Rock, was that it? And looked out on the Potomac and the Shenandoah. Just really cool. So anyway, that little town is loaded with history, and that's where this was built, right there. I stood right where it was made. The factory's gone, burned down, torn down, right? But yeah. So anyway, the point is, kind of, I'm gonna shoot it again. Now I've got it loaded, remember? I just need a cap. Let's go ahead and shoot it. You know, get yourself a history book. Study history a little bit. Appreciate history. Come on. There is life beyond a Glock and an AR-15. I promise. Why don't we just shoot a watermelon? You know what? I probably should load 1 load of buck and ball before you go. So I'll save that, all right, for the buck and ball, and I'll just pop that plate right down there. Oh, that hit him hard, didn't it? I'll shoot 1 load of buck and ball before I kick you out of here. Also want to thank Alabama Holster. They're not making them for these yet, but who knows? Might be the future. Appreciate the support from them. Great little Kydex concealment holsters. Kind of the antithesis of this era, right? Kydex and concealment holsters and all that. Great outfit though. Appreciate their support. And we'll load a buck and ball. In case you missed the other videos, I shouldn't do this, but I'll do it anyway. I'll load 1 of these, and we'll shoot a buck and ball load before I kick you out here. So I expect some of you all to shape up and develop a little bit more of an appreciation for history, okay? You know, I think there's a natural resistance anyway. All this crazy technology and AI that's coming at us so hard. Well, relax and study a little history. It's a really interesting country. It's an interesting world. It's an interesting planet, universe. You know, study a little bit. Learn a little bit about what has been going on. Oh, I was going to load 1 of these cartridges. I got Jefferson Arsenal. It has powder in it. I better not double up on the powder. I guess that powder's okay. I'll just dump it. It may not be. It should be. Although it's been out in the barn for about 3 years. Okay, so that has a ball just like this one, and then it has 3 smaller balls. Okay, what, 31 caliber? Yeah. All right, let's run that down in there. So we'll have, not necessarily a shotgun, but you know, a little bit of the shotgun effect, right? with a 69 caliber ball, following close behind. So I think the watermelon will enjoy it. I probably, maybe you would just hate me if I don't shoot the watermelon there, wouldn't you? I say it might be more interesting to see where they hit on the cowboy, but we'll shoot the watermelon. Y'all have seen this before. We have demonstrated this before, okay? I will link. That will let me know if you are beginning to atone for your sins of omission. If you're not watching enough muzzleloading videos, I will link to the earlier videos on this firearm, expecting you to click on those links in the pinned comment or description and learn. This is really a cool firearm. It's one of my premier. It's far from the most expensive. You would think that'd be much more expensive, but man, it just reeks of history. All right, watermelon. I know what. Let's see if it'll go through that watermelon and hit that plate behind it. All right. Watch me miss it. You got her cocked yet? All right. We got some of it on that plate. Okay, so I'll let you go here. I just wanted to admonish you about your lack of concern for history, American history. This is a piece of American history. This very rifle, this is not a reproduction, could have been carried anywhere, places I mentioned. Could have been used to repel Pickett's charge at Gettysburg. You know, it was around, gosh, it was around, what, almost 20 years before that. So, yep, quite an interesting piece of history. And I just expect you all to do better and to get into history. Lay down the ARs just for maybe a week or two and get into some real firearms. Learn a little bit more about them and begin to appreciate them. They're really extra cool. Life is good.
Oh yeah, that's better. This is a great gun for defense. Oh hey, didn't see you guys there. While I've got you here, I want to remind you of our friends over at Talon Grips and Ballistol. Talon Grips makes grips, can you believe it, for all different types of firearms. You can get rough texture or more of a rubberized texture. It just sticks right on there. You know, really affordable, really cool option to improve the grip for your handguns or rifles. So please check them out at talongungrips.com. You'll be glad you did. And also Ballistol. Dad has been using Ballistol for many years. It's a cleaner and a lubricant, and it's non-toxic. It works really great, and we're happy to have them on board since it's been a part of our shooting endeavor for a very long time. So go to ballistol.com, talongungrips.com, and also while you're out there, I'm juggling all these things here. Also, while you're on the internet, please do check out our other social media like Hickok45 on Facebook. There's also Hickok45 on Twitter, The Real Hickok45 on Instagram. There's a John_Hickok45 on Instagram where I do some things. There's Hickok45.com. You can find us also on Gunstreamer. So check out all that stuff and then watch more videos.